For someone who talks about like mindful spending, this was not a great idea. But the heart wants what the heart wants, so we got it, and now we just need to figure out how to pay this off. Although this is not technically an emergency, I don't want to be carrying a balance on my credit card, so I am going to be taking $1,000 from that emergency fund to pay for this handbag. Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, we are doing a little bit of an unfiltered and real money talk video. I just want to talk to you guys how I've been feeling about money this month. We're going to be talking about my small business and the things that I pay for to run this business. We're also going to check in on our investments. We're going to talk about my credit card balances and how I plan on paying them off. We're going to talk about how I'm feeling about shopping this month, as well as what is currently on my wish list. So if you want to see that, then just keep on watching. I did one of these videos, I think back in March, and it seemed like you guys really enjoyed that video. So this is going to be real and raw and unedited as much as possible. This is a video basically about me sharing with you guys everything that I've kind of been feeling this month, especially post-vacation. Post-vacation is interesting and can also be really tough because now you actually have to pay off the credit cards or pay off what you spent during vacation. So I've been thinking a lot about that. I also spent a lot of money on my business this month. So if you didn't know, I run a small business called The Line. We are a stationery and leather goods company, and I am basically a one-person team. So I do everything on my own. However, this month I have been planning on a photo shoot. So this is like 2 or 3 months in the making. I've been trying to expand the assortment for The Line, and we added in new notebooks as well as passport holders and new agendas. So I wanted to do a photo shoot just to showcase the new collection. So I enlisted a friend of mine who is a professional photographer. He is amazing. And I also asked one of my friends who does modeling on the side. I had to prepare quite a bit for this. And when I say prepare, I mean not just like creating the mood boards and the shot list, but also having a sinking fund to be able to pay my friends. Like, although they're my friends, I value their time and energy, and I want to make sure that they get compensated for the work that they do. So I paid both of them $500 Canadian, even though that is likely lower than the rate that they would charge if it was someone else. So I really appreciate them for lowering their rates for me. They know that I'm obviously a one-person team and I'm a small business owner, so I don't have tons of capital to be able to pay them. Although I would love to pay them more money, I'm just not there yet in my business. If I'm looking at my expense summary, I currently budgeted $1,500 for business expenses this month. I've already spent $2,300, so I'm over by $843 in this category, which is totally fine, but I think it's just good to be able to see how much you're spending. It's great that we're keeping track of it. Other things that I spent for my business this month is we added in some new inventory, so that was around $200. We also purchased flowers for the photo shoot, that was around $90. And then I also pay for shipping, so whenever I get an order and I ship it out, that is part of the Shopify cost. So my shipping for half of the month is $288, and I'll likely get a similar bill by the end of this month. So it is definitely not cheap to operate your own business. A lot of the times the money comes out of my own pocket. I'm in the process of separating out my personal expenses and my business expenses, so hopefully they don't overlap in the future. The other thing in my expense summary that I'm over by is my miscellaneous category. I checked what this was, and I actually got a tattoo this month. I had it pre-booked for early June, and I didn't budget for this, but I spent $300 for a tattoo. I put it under miscellaneous because I didn't know where else to put it under. It could have gone under personal expenses maybe, but yes, that was also a pretty big expense this month. Next, talking about my investments. So I mentioned, I think in my monthly money video for June, that I wanted to start investing $500 bi-weekly into my Wealthsimple investing account. So essentially I had $300 going into my birthday fund, and because my birthday had passed, I wanted to, instead of not putting aside $300, I wanted to kind of shift that $300 into my investments. And unfortunately, that is not going to happen, at least not this month. I'm bringing it back down to $200 bi-weekly only because my credit cards are so high this month, and a lot of that is because of Paris. Like, there is still stuff that I needed to pay for from Paris, which I went on the end of May, and I wanted to make sure that all my credit cards are paid off before I started heavily investing into my Wealthsimple account. This month will only be $200 bi-weekly for Wealthsimple. I think I was a little bit eager and too ambitious, and maybe we'll try again in July once all of my credit cards are paid off. But yes, we're bringing it back down to $200. I bought a Goyard bag, which is not cheap. Even though I had this on my wish list for a few months and I knew that I was potentially going to get this, I didn't really budget for it. If you guys are keeping up with my monthly money videos, you know that I had a birthday fund, and actually that birthday fund wasn't for the Goyard bag. That birthday fund was for this watch. So I did save up for this watch, but I didn't save up for the Goyard bag. So that means that the Goyard bag wasn't technically budgeted for. I was just gonna figure it out when I got home of like how to pay this off. That's like not a great idea, because now I'm dealing with the consequences of my actions and I need to figure out how to pay for this bag. I was doing a bit of a check-in on my finances. I just want to show you guys how much that Goyard bag converted in Canadian dollars. I mentioned in that video that the Goyard bag was 2,050 euros. Canadian dollars, that bag is, can you see that? Over $3,000. I knew it would be around that price, but again, I didn't save up for this bag. There was like no budget. I just knew that I had to get one, which is so like irrational. For someone who talks about like mindful spending, this was not a great idea. But the heart wants what the heart wants, so we got it, and now we just need to figure out how to pay this off. So I was doing a bit of calculation in my Notion, and it looks like I can pay off around $2,000. However, I do need to take $1,000 from my emergency fund to pay off this bag. So I don't want to carry a balance on my credit cards just because the interest fees are so high. I think they're around like 20% or maybe even like 29%, something crazy like that. So I knew I definitely had money in my emergency fund, and although this is not technically an emergency, I don't want to be carrying a balance on my credit card. So I am going to be taking $1,000 from that emergency fund to pay for this handbag. And then otherwise, I think the rest of it is fine. The total on my credit cards right now, so I have two credit cards. One is a gold card, so $2,400 on my gold card. This is where I put my Goyard bag. And then I also have a Cobalt card, and right now I have around $1,900 that I need to pay off on this card. Again, like such high amounts, and really the reason is Paris and also my business expenses. I need to pay those off by the end of this month, and then hopefully I will be clear. The other thing that I almost like didn't want to share with you guys is customs. So I haven't shared the story because it's a little bit embarrassing, but since this is an unedited and unfiltered money chat, I wanted to tell you guys what happened at customs. So on my way back to Vancouver, we laid over in Calgary. So from Paris to Calgary, we had about an hour layover before we go to Vancouver, but we had to go through customs because we're coming back to Canada. So if you didn't know, you are able to bring back around $800 Canadian worth of goods if you've been in Europe for over 7 days. And my partner and I have been there for like 8 or 9 days. So we were eligible for $800. As you know, or you can tell, the Goyard bag is obviously over $800. So my game plan was to like not declare this item, and that backfired. So essentially they got us through secondary inspection because they kind of thought that we might have spent more, and they figured out that the Goyard bag was over $800. So I actually had to pay 25% of the purchase price because I didn't declare that bag. And I know, like, this is completely my fault because I was stupid and didn't declare it. So if you guys are going to Europe this summer, please make sure that you declare everything that you bring back. Even if they tax you because you go over that amount, it's actually only 5%. So I didn't know that, and I wish I did, because if I did, I would have just declared it and just paid the 5% as opposed to 25%. So I paid 5 times the tax that I was supposed to pay. So don't be stupid like me and just pay and just declare everything so that you won't get into any trouble. Yeah, that's all I'll say about that. Lessons learned. Please learn from my mistakes and just declare everything that you bring back. Okay, moving swiftly along, we're gonna talk about how I've been feeling about shopping this month. So you guys saw how much I owe in my credit card bills, and although I'm still recovering financially from Paris, I've been feeling so spendy this month. I don't even know why that is. Maybe it's because summer is coming and I want to buy new things. I actually can't even tell you why I've been feeling so spendy. I actually haven't spent anything yet because I've been trying not to really use my credit cards, because every time I keep seeing that number go up, it like gives me so much anxiety. So I haven't actually like pulled the trigger on anything. I haven't purchased anything big this month yet. And the way that I've kind of approached this is like every time I'm feeling that way, like I will just create a wish list or like add everything to my cart, everything that I want, but not actually check out. So it kind of feels like you're shopping because you're looking around, you're putting things in your cart, but you're not actually checking out. Is a really great way to just get that dopamine kick, but not actually spend any money. The other thing is I've been shopping my own closet this month. So I did a bit of a clean out in my closet, and I totally forgot, but I bought 2 pairs of Sambas. Sambas are the it shoe of the season. So I bought these pre-Paris. I didn't bring them to Paris, but they are brand new shoes. So I'm actually gonna get them because I think that they're so cute. Okay, I'm back with the shoes. So as I mentioned, the Sambas are the it shoe of the season, and I bought, right now I have 3 pairs, although I need to downsize that to 2. I have the regular white and black ones. I didn't want to grab those because they're a little bit dirty. I've had those for a few months and I love them. And I decided to get them in a really fun color. So I got this like beautiful green and white and gray pair of shoes. It also comes with additional laces, so you can actually change these instead of green to white. I wore these yesterday because I was feeling a little bit spendy, and I'm like, oh wait, I have a new pair of shoes that I haven't worn yet. Let me take a look. And I tried them on with a bunch of outfits, and I instantly felt really good. Like I just shopped for something and it was already here and I already had them. I already paid for them. So that is kind of another tip if you're feeling spendy. I'm sure there is something in your closet that you haven't worn yet or want to kind of revive. I highly recommend that. And then I also have another pair. I went Samba crazy and I also wanted a black pair. So this is just the classic black and white pair. These are actually slightly too big for me. I got them in the wrong size. So they have unisex sizing for Sambas, and I'm usually a 6.5 in women's. So I got these in a 6.5, but these are 6.5 men's. They're a full size too big for me. If you are looking for women's sizes, you just need to take one less than what your women's size is for men. So my size in these ones, which are my correct size, is a 5.5 men's, and that's what I needed to take for these guys, but I didn't do that, so they are too big for me, and they are currently on Facebook Marketplace, and I need to sell these. Although I love them so much, I think that they are just so cool and chic, but I don't need 3 pairs of Sambas. So these are for sale. I really want to keep these, but I can't keep these because that is just so excessive. So yeah, that's kind of how I've been feeling about shopping this month. I've been putting things in carts. I've been making wish lists. I've been looking at Pinterest. Sometimes I look at or watch hauls from people, like handbag reviews and things like that, just to kind of like get that dopamine kick of like seeing new things and not actually making that purchase, because I still need to pay off this credit card bill, and hopefully we'll get that done by the end of this month. In terms of what is on my wish list, I haven't really mentioned this in a video before, but I am in my fine jewelry era, which just means that I am now really into investing in solid gold jewelry and jewelry that will last me forever. So I discovered Starling Jewelry. They are based out in LA, and I discovered them on TikTok, and they are amazing. The owner as well as the social media manager are so funny. I kind of like feel like I really know them just because their TikToks are so funny. I think that they were the catalyst that kind of like got me into this deep dark hole of fine jewelry, and now I can't get myself out of it. But the thing with fine jewelry is that yes, they last forever, but they do cost an arm and a leg. So I did start my fine jewelry journey last year. First thing I ever bought from them, I think, is this pendant. So I wear this pendant every single day. It is just a birth flower charm that is for the month of May, and it is also engraved in the back. And I wear this piece every single day, and yes, it is expensive, but I think it's so worth it because it's something that I can pass down to my children. It will never tarnish because it is 14 karat yellow gold. The other thing that I purchased from them is this pearl necklace. It's just a like beaded pearl necklace, which I think is so elegant and nice and adds a little something. This colorful necklace is not from Starling. This is from Annie Lou, which is a Copenhagen-based jewelry brand. Boyfriend got it for me in Paris. And then I've got a couple things on my wrist. So again, we've got another pearl bracelet here. This is from Starling. This matches the necklace that I have on. And then this fun little summer bracelet is from the Eastside Flea Market here in Vancouver. It is a local jeweler who creates these like fun summery bracelets. What else do I have on? Oh yeah, and then I also got these earrings. These are from a brand here in Vancouver called Melanie Ald. They do sell online. You can get these. These are 10 karat yellow gold hoop earrings, and I wear these every single day. And then lastly, this is my everyday watch, and you guys know all about this watch. So yeah, as you guys can tell, I am in my jewelry era. I want to add more things to my stack and just have things that I can kind of interchange. But the great thing about like these pieces, especially the 14 karat and 10 karat gold pieces, is that they'll never tarnish. I've purchased so many jewelry pieces in the past where they tarnished within a month or within a couple weeks just because you're not actually able to really wear them every day or wear them while you're showering. The gold pieces that I'm wearing, you can. So I just want to start investing in these things, and that's kind of been on my mind a lot for some reason. I just like want to add to my jewelry collection, and I need to be really careful with this because they are not cheap. These things are very expensive, and I think for good reason, just because you can like wear them forever and pass them along. And I can wear them every single day, which means cost per wear is going down every day. So yeah, these are just things that I think about. I kind of want to add a ring from Starling Jewelry. I want a lot of things from them. I think I want their whole catalog, but I think next potentially is an emerald ring. If you guys are looking for like other affordable but 14 karat gold options, I think that Majuri has lots of great 14 karat gold jewelry. I mentioned Melanie Ald. I think is like the same price point as Majuri. I'll make sure to leave both of their links down below for you guys. And yeah, that is it. That's kind of how I've been feeling this month. These are all of my thoughts surrounding money and how I'm paying off my credit cards, etc. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys have any questions at all, please make sure to leave them down below, and I hope that you have a wonderful day. Bye, you guys.